Also, I figured out that actually my recording, none of you are in it because I pinned myself. So you do not have to be worried about being seen. We're gonna start, I guess first, anything that anyone needs to talk about? We all feeling okay? We all good? Okay, cool. Well, if you need to talk, I can stay after for a couple minutes. I know I feel like I have a million things that I could talk about. So yeah, but I want to be respectful of your time. So we're gonna start on our back today in our hip bridge. So as always, finding that neutral spine. So pressing your sacrum down, making sure that spine is pressed into the mat. You can pretend that you're kind of reaching that tailbone towards your heels. Want to make sure those feet are a couple, maybe like a foot away from your hips. So sometimes people tell you to be able to touch them. You never really actually want to be able to touch your heels here. So you can put your hands on your hip bones, you can put them on your thighs. We're just going to slowly use that pressure as we squeeze the glutes and lift up the hips into our hip bridge. So finding that neutral spine here, maybe inching that neck a couple inches back so that the chin is tucked a little bit more. Really start engaging the glutes. Sometimes I need to punch them a little bit to make sure that they're awake. The feet are pressed into the ground. You can even imagine you're pulling those feet away. And we'll just warm up the glutes here. Honestly, the further away your feet are, the more you're going to feel that engagement in your hamstring. So sometimes it's kind of fun to walk the feet a couple inches away and really feel the hamstrings engage, and then walk the feet back and feel those glutes fire up again. All right, you can heel toe that left foot to the middle, and you're going to bring that right foot up to that 90-degree angle, and we're just going to do some hip warm-ups here. So again, bringing that foot into internal, external rotation. I put my right hand in that hip crease, and that helps create some space in your hips. Your range of motion does not have to be huge here. Ryan has essentially none, and that's okay. Just trying to oil that hinge here. Push some fluid there. We'll do 3, 2, 1. With that left hand, you're going to press against your right foot or your right thigh. So again, trying to build that tension here. That right hand or left hand is pushing against the right thigh. My glute is firing up. If you want to add on, you can always start to lift and lower that left heel. So warming up the fascia on your foot as well. That core is engaged. We'll stay here for 3, 2, 1. You can lower that heel if you were there. You can take that left hand off, lower that right foot, bringing up that left foot this time, bringing that left hand into your crease, and we're back into that internal and external rotation. So this movement is coming from your hip, not your knee or your ankle. So really imagine, that's why I like to put that left hand in my hip joint, is that reminds me to make sure my hip is the one leading the movement, not just my knee. We'll stay here for 3, 2, 1. Taking that right hand, pressing it against your left thigh here. So again, building that tension. You'll feel that right glute really fire up. If you want to add the heel lifts, you can add those in on that right foot, warming up. We always stick our feet in shoes all day. Sometimes it's good to move around the ankles a little bit, really pressing into the big toe. Good. 3, 2, 1. You can bring that left foot down. We're just going to do a couple marches here. So bringing that right foot up to 90 and then lowering it down, bringing that left foot up to 90, lowering it down. I challenge you on the way down, try to press, pretend your foot is pressing something down towards the mat. So don't just slam it down, pretend it's pressing down. It's like pushing against quicksand and then lifting up the other one. Pressing against it and back up, pressing down towards the ground. We'll do one more on each leg. Pressing down, last one. Pressing down, we'll hold here, and then we'll slowly lower down that spine to the ground. You can hug those knees in for a second. Hug them around here. We're gonna go right into a core sequence. So you can have those feet on the ground. You're bringing those hands behind your neck, so right where your the edge of your skull connects to your neck. Those elbows are pointed up towards the ceiling. We'll take an inhale. On that exhale, trying to lift those shoulder blades up off the ground, pressing the spine and the neck back into your hands, really pressing that core down towards the ground, and then lower. Again, taking an inhale here on that exhale, squeezing up. Again, sometimes our core triangles, so really try to press down with the most inner part of your core. You can lower, and that's really where you'll get the most strength from. So inhale, on that exhale, lifting up here. This time we're gonna straighten as much as you can, that left leg. You can lower it, lower back down, inhale. Exhale and lift, straightening out that right leg. Lowering that right knee, and down, inhaling. Exhaling, lifting up, that left leg straightens. You're gonna bring that right arm straight up here. So opposite hand, opposite foot. Squeezing the shoulder blades up. You can bring that hand back, foot down. Extend, we'll switch to the other side. Lifting up, this time that the right leg lifts. Left arm reaches up. Squeezing up towards that foot, hand back, knee down. We'll do one, two more on each side. Inhale, exhale, and lift. That left leg lifts, that arm comes up, and you're gonna twist here. So twisting towards that left foot. That you can bring that hand even on the side of your knee if that feels good. Back to the center, head to neck, foot down. Inhale, exhale, and lift. That right leg comes up, left arm straightens. You're twisting. Again, trying to squeeze that neck back so you're not pulling up your neck. Back into center. Last time on each side, my core is burning. Inhale, exhale, and lift. That left leg straightens, right arm comes up. We're twisting, and this time you're taking that right hand and pressing it against your quad. Whew. So really pressing the spine down. Good, you can bring that hand back, lower. Other side, inhale, exhale, and lift. That right leg goes up, left arm. We're twisting and then pressing again, so that left hand pressing against your thigh. Good, hand comes back and we're lower. Whew. Warmed up, all the important things there. All right, we're gonna hop right in to our interval today. So this is actually one of my favorite of the HIIT intervals that I teach. I don't know if it has a name, but I say it is the best combination of strength and cardio. So we'll be doing 1 minute. If you've ever been to my HIIT class at GW, I've for sure done this. It's a minute of a strength exercise followed by 30 seconds of a cardio exercise back to back for 4 rounds, 6 minutes. It's a long interval. There's essentially no break, but that strength portion is really supposed to be your active recovery. So take that at your own pace. So our first exercise, so our strength exercise, we'll be doing an inchworm into a push-up. So walking out into our inchworm, you can come into that push-up, walking back up into that inchworm. Back out, you can always do your push-up on your toes as well. So that's your 1 minute exercise. Your 30 seconds will be jumping jacks, which I think everyone kind of knows how to do those. Jumping jacks, you can also step in and out for your modification, or you can do star jumps if you want an upper level modification. So starting with that minute of our inchworm to push up, we'll start in 3, 2, 1. So again, that inchworm walking out. Again, you can choose what type of push-up to do here. So you can do a tricep one, you can do a wide, you can do more of a standard one. Really up to you here. As always, you can play music on your end if you want. I haven't quite figured out the music Zoom thing. Good, 30 seconds. Good, final 15 here. Taking this at your own pace. Getting ready to go right into that cardio exercise in 3, 2, 1. So we're at jumping jacks here. You can again modify by stepping in and out. You can do your star jumps, just 30 seconds here at your own pace. Again, in those jumping jacks, tucking your hips. We tend to arch our spine here. 10 seconds. All right, 3, 2, right back into our inchworm, into our push-up. So you may realize this time you need to slow down a little bit, pace yourself. That is totally fine. Good, walking out here. 30 seconds left. Again, finding that stability in this exercise. That inchworm really challenges really your legs, your arms, your core, everything. Good, 10 seconds left. All right, 3, 2, 1. We're into that cardio exercise. Wherever you are, finding those jumping jacks. So thinking about that next 2 rounds, maybe you want to try a different push-up modification to make it easier or harder. The world is your oyster. All right, 3, 2, 1. Walking out into that inchworm. I'm gonna try my tricep push-ups this time. We'll see how those go. Breathing. Again, we're never about speed here. You can take it as slow as you want, as fast. We're really looking for that utility of movement here. So if something feels bad, feel free to modify it. 15 seconds. Good, 3, 2, 1. Second to last time. We're staggering. Maybe you want to speed it up a little bit this round. Maybe you want to slow it down. Ten seconds. All right, coming up to that final round in 3, 2, 1. Last time. Maybe make this your best round. And when I say best, that could be your slowest. Sometimes when you're most engaged, you have the most controlled, methodical movements. Your body will thank you. Good, 30 seconds left. Last time doing these inchworms to push up. Final 15. Good, 3, 2, 1, final 30 seconds. We're finishing. Maybe you want to add in our star jumps here. Maybe you want to take that modification. Up to you. Last little push. Listen to your body here. What do you need? We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. So you can see how a 6-minute interval really adds up. Feel free to grab some water. So I'm gonna open it up so you can see me. So our next exercise, actually Jesse inspired this one too, is going to be a squat walk. So you'll be finding a low squat and you're gonna be stagger walking to the front of your mat and stagger walking. I guess I don't even call it stagger walking, it's just walking. But you're sitting low into that squat position. Make sure that your lower back's not taking on that weight. Make sure those glutes are engaged. All important things. That second exercise will be a plank jack. So you can either do stepping in and out. You can add in jumps. You can do this on your knees by tapping. You can do this on your forearms. Million options. I guess this is one plank. Sorry, Jesse. All right, going to our squat walks. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, Ryan has a resistance band. If you have a band you want to wear, that's fine too. Adds on a little bit of that resistance. Trying to stay low here. Additionally, another way to do this is to side. If you really want to get your abductors, you can do side walk instead. Whatever feels best. That core is engaged here. You'll feel those hamstrings on the walk back. Good, 30 seconds. If that lower back is hurting at all, you can always just do in place squats. Really up to you here, 10 seconds, and we'll get ready for those plank jack variations. Good, 3, 2, 1. So again, you can find the jumps, you can find your walkouts. Remembering to relax the scapula down your back here, 15 seconds. Good, 3, 2, 1. Back into those squat walks. Whew. Maybe you want to try the lateral ones this time. Good, using those glutes to fire you up here, 30 seconds to go. Ryan's texting while he does this. 15 seconds. All right, getting ready for those plank jacks again in 3, 2, 1. So you can do plank step outs, plank jacks, whatever you want. Really controlling that core. I need to even relax my scapula down a little bit. Good, 15 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Oh, halfway. back into your walks here. I know, I like your idea, Ryan.
What? You have one too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Because I'm just a really good fitness guy.
You are.
Yes,
All right, 30 seconds in. Whew. So again, you can walk forward. You can do V's. There's like a million options here. Just trying to stay low. Those glutes are staying engaged. 15 seconds. Good. 3, 2, 1. Going right into those plank jacks. 30 seconds. Siphoning in the core here. 15. Good. 3, 2, 1. Final time. Maybe pick what challenged you a little bit here. Maybe you want to try to get a little lower. Maybe you want to work on that form and stay a little bit higher. "30 seconds to go." Oh. All right, let's finish it. 15. Last time doing these walks today. 3, 2, 1. Going right into that final round of plank jacks or plank walkouts. Gotta turn. There we go.
What?
A little squeaky. All right, 15 seconds to go. Final push. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Grab some water. How are we doing? I'm tired. All right. Oh, I'm actually really excited for this next round. So you're gonna go stay on one leg for half the time, and then the other leg. So you'll alternate one leg, the next time other leg. You're gonna start in a lunge position, so finding your lunge, and then you're gonna push off that back foot into an airplane, hold for a couple seconds, back into, that was not graceful, back into a lunge, press forward, into that balance, step back, lunge, press forward. So that is our strength exercise. Our more cardio, we're gonna do side lunge and knee drives. I'll demo this way. So you'll side lunge on the way up. You can have that knee driving in. You can also add a jump at the top. So side lunge into a hop, up to you. All right, really leg heavy round. We'll start with our lunge into our airplane in 3. So pick which leg you want to start with. 2 and 1. So you're in that lunge. You can do one lunge and then pressing forward into that front foot, controlling back into that lunge, pressing forward. I like to keep my hands on my hips. That helps me keep my pelvis even here. We tend to want to lift one hip. So that right glute, if your right foot's forward, is really controlling you here. I like to imagine on the way back down that you're going in slow motion. Nice and controlled. Every time is not going to feel super balanced. You'll have some better ones, some less balanced ones, that's fine. All right, getting ready for one leg of our side lunges in 3, 2, 1. So pick whatever side you want to start on, and you'll stay on that side for the whole time. Again, you can do the knee drive, you can just step in and out, or you can add in that hop at the top. Sitting the hips back and down. Again, we're not about speed here. We often move really in that sagittal plane, so forward and back. It's good to move laterally. 3, 2, 1. We're into that other leg for our lunge. So lunging down, exploding. You may have one side that is a lot easier than the other one. I just use the couch. Flexing that back foot helps me a lot. Also finding a spot on the floor to look at, that helps me. And then really just trusting your body that it can hold you up. 30 seconds. Nice. Really squeezing that left glute if you're on your left leg. 15 seconds to go. So this is working more on that balance. So 3, 2, 1. We're switching to that other side. Let's see, I guess I'm on this side this time. So opposite side for that side lunge. I'm not just doing the same side again. I might be. So exploding that knee up. If you're adding that jump in, sitting the hips. I even like keeping my hands on my hips here to remind myself to push my hips back. 3, 2, 1. We're back into that first leg, back into our lunge, pushing forward, finding that balance. I challenge you this time to see if you can slow everything down a little bit. So maybe holding that airplane for a couple seconds, slowly lowering that back foot down. Got 30 seconds to go. Last time on this leg. That right glute is a burning. All right, getting ready for those side lunge hops in 3, 2, 1. I think I'm switching this time. Maybe I'm not. Good, so again, those hips are coming back. That knee is not coming too far forward over that ankle. 15 seconds. Three, 2, 1, final time. All right, we're on that last leg, as if we had 4 legs. Coming into that lunge, pushing off that back foot, finding some of that balance. If you're not feeling this in your glute, I challenge you to come up to that airplane and try to hold it for a couple seconds, and that will fire it up. Or you just have buns of steel, which is another option here. Final 30 seconds. $15 seconds to go here. Hands on those hips if you want to make sure your pelvis is staying even. Good. 3, 2, 1. Last time. So, and I'm this way. All right, 30 seconds. That core is still engaged here. Those glutes are fired up. So remember your options. You can always just drive that knee up. I'll look at my clock. 3, 2, 1. Relax. All right, we are halfway. Three rounds down. I can't talk. 3 rounds to go. I'm gonna grab some water. All right. Oh, this next one's gonna be fun. All right, so our first exercise, we've done this before. It's no one's favorite, but arguably one of the most important. So we're gonna be doing glute med lifts. So you're finding that parallel, so shoulder, elbow to shoulder. Those knees are bent in front of you, and you're gonna be, you can put your hand on your hip. You're gonna be pushing up, squeezing up that glute med and back down. I need to move a little further away. So squeezing up here and back down. So that's option 1, to squeeze up. Option 2 is to add that lift. So lifting that top leg. Option 3 is to lift and then straighten and bend back down. So lift up, straighten, bend, and down. So we'll stay on that side for the entire minute, and then the other side when we come back. Our cardio exercise. So we'll be in our plank, and option 1, so the easier option, stepping into that hover, hold, stepping out into our plank. You can also jump in, jump out into that hover and out of the hover. Your choice. All right, let's go. So we'll start with that glute med lift here. So remember our glute medius right on top, the top part of our gluteus maximus, so really important for running and stability, especially lower back pain. That elbow is even. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. So you can lift up and have that foot lift. You can also straighten that top leg if you feel like you need a little bit more lifting. Really squeezing up and down here. 1. Is my scapula protracted? Squeezing up, extending, back down. You can also just keep the knees stacked if you want. A little bit of a modification. I do not have a strong glute med.
Strong arms me.
10 seconds left. I'm only laughing because we're on camera, Ryan.
So you have to think I'm funny?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. So finding that plank, you can walk in to your hover, or you can jump in to that hover and jump out. Up to you. Make sure you're switching. 30 seconds. You can maybe do every other jump in, jump out.
Awful.
3, 2, 1. We're switching to that other side for that glute med lift. So same thing here, lifting up and back down. You can also add on an extension. Whew, I'm tired. Good, 30 seconds left here. Let's move my body a little closer. So trying to keep those hips stacked the whole time. 15 seconds left. I'm dreading that second plank to hover. Whew. All right, coming up. Do a couple more here. 3, 2, 1. Finding that plank. If you just want to hold your plank too, feel free to do that. You can walk in, walk out, or you can add hop. Better than just holding a hover, right? 3, 2, 1. All right, other side. Let's do it. Back into that first side. Squeezing up the hips. Maybe you want to try a level up. You can also, another option is just to hold lifted. That feels good. "30 seconds left here. Final 15. Squeezing up that hip and back down. Good. 3, 2, 1. Back into the middle. Finding that plank position. Walking into that hover. Walking back out. You can also do that jump instead, which is pretty awful. Again, really trying to get that strength in your upper back too by retracting the shoulder blades down your back. 3, 2, 1. Final time doing those glute med lifts, last time.
What?
You look like a dancer. I didn't know your leg could extend like that.
I mean,
Of course it can. All right, we're almost halfway through. Halfway, 30 seconds to go. You're doing great, honey.
yeah.
15 seconds. Really strengthening that crucial muscle in our bodies. The one that clearly we all forget about. 3, 2, 1. Final 30 seconds of these. Never again. Ah! 15 seconds to go. What are you doing? All right, 3, 2, 1. Relax. 2 more to go. How we doing? Feeling alive? All right. This next round, we're doing a push-up walk. So finding that push-up position. I guess you can't really see me if I. So you're gonna walk over to the side, come to a push-up, walk to the middle, come to a push-up. Well, I don't have a bunch of room over here, so I guess I'm doing a tricep push-up over here. You can make them as small as you want, so they could be here, they could be here, up to you. Just trying to get some of that activation on that walk. You can also do it on your toes. Our second exercise, I guess all right, we're doing a sachet jump. So we did this before. So option 1 is to find that center and you're squatting. So stepping out into a squat, stepping back in. You can also add in that sachet jump. So opposite hand down. If you want to add in a hop instead. Or you can just also find I have one rogue hair. You can also find just a squat if that feels better. All right, go into that push-up walk. So obviously, that's a ton of freaking push-ups. That's gonna be 4 minutes of push-ups. So take your time. Take breaks when you need it. All right, ready, set, go. So if you're next to someone, make sure you're coordinating to push up. Walk to the middle, push up, walk to the side. This is a terrible. 30 seconds in. This is gonna be rough, isn't it? Sit, see on your hips, lift your hips up a little bit. Yeah, and then engage, yeah. 15 seconds left. Push-ups are not my strong suit. I feel like I'm making some weird sounds. All right, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna stand up. You gotta break off those wrists. So again, you can step out into a squat back in the middle, onto a squat, or you can sashay or pivot, back and forth. 30 seconds. I think this is my favorite cardio exercise. It feels so light and fairy-like. I feel like I'm flying. Oh, I feel like I could have wings, like Tinkerbell. Whew. I feel like my mom right now. 3, 2, 1. Back into our push-ups. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Push up. Walk. Push up. Walk.
You're not for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know. 30 seconds. My arms are gonna be very sore tomorrow. You might want to switch up your tricep push-ups and your wide. 15 seconds left. Mother of pearl. 3, 2, 1. We're back in to those sashay jumps or your pivots. You can add in some fun arms.
This is something cheap.
It is something Jean would do. It is something Jean has done. All right, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Anyone else tired of push-ups? I feel tired of them. All right, 2 more rounds. If you feel like your form is going, feel free to take a couple seconds between each one, recuperate, find that good form, and come back to it. It's not about how many you get in here, it's the quality of the push-ups that you do. $15 seconds left. All right, 3, 2, I fell. 1. All right, back into those sashay jumps. Again, you can have that step out and squat if that feels better. Not really sure what I just did. 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We made it to the last one. Oh. All right, 1 minute. Finding that core strength to help you here. to go. 15, I feel like I'm doing the Murph. 15 seconds. All right, last one. 3, 2, 1. Stand it up, 30 seconds to go. Maybe last little push. Maybe you wanna add on. That was not an add. Good, 15 seconds. My timer stopped. 3, 2, 1. Whew. All right, last round. How we doing? Anyone else tired? Yeah, okay, good, I'm not alone. Those push-ups, man. All right, final round. There is no arms in here, only legs. So cheers to that. Our first exercise is, I think, everyone at this point's favorite. We're doing that lateral leg raise into our curtsey lunge. Lateral leg raise, curtsey lunge. Our second exercise, you have 2 options. I guess you have more than 2, but option 1, you're kind of doing like a side jump. Second option is to do a line jump back and forth. I'm sure there's more modifications for that. You can also just drive the knees up and down. Really whatever you want for this one. If you have a favorite cardio exercise, feel free to add that in. All right, let's finish this. So first leg, curtsey lunge, lateral raise in 3, 2, 1. So you're starting with one leg, lifting out into that curtsey lunge. I'll go for it. So again, those hips are trying to stay even the whole time. Extending that leg out into that curtsey lunge. As I always tell Ryan, it's not about how fast you do that lateral lunge. In fact, the slower you can go on that raise, the better. Ooh. Good, 20 seconds left. Finding some of that glute engagement again here. Good, 3, 2, 1. So coming to those line jumps if you want. You can also do knee drives. You can do step back and forth. You can do shadow boxing if you want. Try to find some lightness. I see some great modifications. Oh yeah, another option Jesse's doing, you can do side to side, up to you. 3, 2, 1. We're coming to that other side. So lateral lift into that curtsey lunge. My leg's hitting the couch. Sorry, Ryan, I'm blocking your moment of fame.
I am so good.
Whew. Nice and controlled here. 30 seconds left. Those hip points are facing forward the whole time. Yeah, my glute is like Mallory. Good, 3, 2, 1. We're back into your line jump variation here. Halfway, halfway, halfway. Do it with me, Ryan. Halfway, halfway, halfway. God, we're gross. That's like what my mom and I did when we were on our last day of the John Muir Trail. Last day, last seconds left. 3, 2, 1. All right, last time on each leg. Whew. I am sweating. My muscles feel fired up, but tired. Quite tired. Last time on this leg. Maybe you want to try to slow everything down. Ow. Good, final 15 seconds here, last time. Oh, my glute. 3, 2, 1. So again, remember, you can do this non-impact. You can do knee drives instead. You can just jump side to side. Really find what works best for you. Yeah, Ryan's adding some punches in there. You want to add that in. Three, 2, last one. All right, for all like I did. Okay. Extend. Ooh, I almost fell.
And there goes the TV.
Yeah, I knock over the TV. That would be bad.
You don't want. Oh, no.
Okay. Flexing that toe on your lateral raise. All right, 30 seconds to go here. At least this last one's not the worst one. All right, final 10 seconds. See if you can get a couple last extensions in. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds to go. I'm gonna do Jesse's things here.
I'm going to do Jesse's things too.
Jesse, we're doing it with you. 15 seconds left. This is gross. We're doing this in tandem. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. Oh. All right. I'm going to take you all down to the ground with me. We'll do 3 minutes of stretches, and then I will release you into the wild. All right. I'm so tired. Whew. All right, we're actually gonna go on our backs here. So you can bring those knees into your chest. You're gonna drop the knees over to your right side. You can cactus the arms. I guess you're looking right into my butt, aren't you? I'm gonna move this angle, but same idea. Those knees are tipped over. Those arms are cactus, or you can extend them out. Try not to force it too much on your spine. Your knees can be up here if that feels better. You just want to feel some length. Don't force anything that feels uncomfortable. Just a very basic spinal twist. All right, bringing those knees to the middle. We'll bring them to the other side. Same thing. Good. We can come back to the middle. We'll come into a figure 4, so crossing that right leg over your left. I always say this, try to not use your arms. So instead, either stay here or try to use the strength of your glutes to pull that leg in. I find that sometimes people crank it too far in, and that can really mess with your hip. So really control this with the glutes and the core instead of forcing it in with your hands. Again, that's kind of an example of the path of least resistance, because here your whole body has to be engaged, whereas this you're really just compensating and not really actually engaging the muscles. All right, switch to the other leg. That left leg comes across, flexing it, pressing in, or you can stay on the ground, whatever feels best here, opening up that glute. So you can bring that foot down. We're gonna end with some hip openers here. So back to that first exercise, you're just gonna bring that hand into your hip and come into that internal and external rotation. Again, that hand is in your hip joint, helping open up a little bit here. Switch to the other side, same thing. One leg for me is much more open than the other side. Good, and then you can come up into a seat here. You can bring those hands, ooh, I'm sweaty. Bring those hands behind your back. Instead of arching the back, really try to press down with the hands here and tuck those ribs. So opening up the chest and the back and the shoulder blades without just jamming forward those ribs. Sometimes it even helps me to bend the elbows back instead, and then I can really tuck in the ribs. That can feel better. Good, and then we'll just finish with some big shoulder rolls. So you can bring those elbows out, you can bring them on your shoulders if that feels good. And then we'll switch directions, getting the big deltoids to move around, having some fun with it. And you made it! Whew, I'm tired. With that, we are done. I'm gonna stop recording.